The fate of England in 1066 didn't turn on swords or arrows, it turned on hooves. While Harold's men stood their ground on Senlac Hill, something new charged at them. Fast, armoured, and terrifying. The Norman cavalry didn't just win the day, they changed the future of warfare in Europe. In an age when most battles were fought man to man, shield to shield, the Normans brought something different. A mobile, armoured, elite force of horsemen. At Hastings, their cavalry was a decisive factor. Their speed, discipline and tactics shattered an English army that had never faced anything like it. But what made these horsemen so dangerous? Let's break it down. Cavalry wasn't new in Europe, but it was rare to see it used with this kind of coordination and precision. The Anglo-Saxon had no use for cavalry. They might ride to battle, but they fought on foot. Their power lay in the shield wall, dense, disciplined ranks of axe and spear wielding warriors. But cavalry gave the Normans something revolutionary: options. They could harass, intimidate, flank, retreat and charge again, using speed as a weapon. Mobility turned the battlefield into a chessboard. And even getting those horses to England was a feat of medieval logistics. Over 1,000 ships, specially outfitted with ramps and slings, carried them across the Channel. Who were these horsemen? Roughly 2,000 cavalry rode with William. Some were nobles and barons, like Eustace of Boulogne, whose family would go on to rule Jerusalem. Others were landless adventurers, younger sons with no inheritance but a hunger for glory. Some were Breton mercenaries drawn in by coin and chaos. They rode Destriders, compact but strong horses bred in northern France, trained for the noise and fury of war. Their armour: chainmail, long kite shields to protect their legs, canonical helmets offering visibility. Their weapons: spears for charging, sword and possibly maces for melee, and raw experience from years of fighting. These were no rookies. Many had fought in William's campaign in Brittany the year before, skirmishes in Anjou, sieges along the French border. They learned to fight in rough terrain, raid fast, and crucially, coordinate cavalry with archers and infantry. This wasn't just a force of warriors, it was a professional army. Now, at the Battle of Hastings, a clash that raged for hours. The Norman cavalry worked in close coordination with archers and infantry, all focused on one goal: break the Saxon shield wall. They faced an English army that was tired, yes, but also fresh from a hard-won victory at Stamford Bridge, where they had crushed a Viking invasion. But the shield wall was no small obstacle, it was the dominant tactic at the time: solid, disciplined, almost impenetrable. So how did the Normans crack it? Harassing. The Normans hit the Saxon line from any angle they could, probing for weak points, disrupting formations. This, in turn with the volley of arrows, would wear the shield wall down. The feigned retreat. Perhaps the most famous move of the battle. Norman cavalry pretended to flee. Saxon warriors chased them, broke formation. Then the cavalry turned and struck. It was psychological warfare and it worked. The hammer. As gaps opened in the shield wall, cavalry surged in, swords drawn, lances down, the wall cracking and eventually collapsing. When the dust settled, England had a new king, and these horsemen, the Hammer of Hastings, were richly rewarded. Alan Rufus, a Breton knight, became one of the richest men in England. Norman lords took castles, land, titles, but their biggest legacy? They proved cavalry could dominate the battlefield, shaping medieval warfare for centuries to come. From Hastings onwards, the knight on horseback wasn't just a fighter, he was the future. In 1066, it wasn't brute strength that won the crown, it was speed, strategy, and the thunder of hooves. The Norman cavalry didn't just change a battle, they reshaped a kingdom and rewrote the rules of war. Want more battles brought to life? Like and subscribe, we're just getting started.